Hello everyone. So, we are back with another random desktop review. So, we'll make this one quick. Remember, random, complete about 120 figures in my collection. We're going to draw one, we're going to review it. And today's review will be of the Kingdom Evil Predacon Terrorsaur. We begin in Beast Mode, where we see that Terrorsaur here is modeled after his toy, not the on-screen model. And I gotta say, I kind of prefer this over the on-screen model. The blue and the black just help to separate it more, and the green definitely pops compared to that red, whereas on the original toy, it was, or on the on-screen model, he was mostly just red and white, and that was with like some black dots instead of the lime green you see here. And yeah, it's accurate, so if that's what you're going for, that's fine, but I personally prefer this color scheme over the original. Now, you'll see he doesn't clean up the nicest. He's a remold of Kingdom Airazor, and he also doesn't stand up the best. Like, it took me a solid 5 minutes just to get him to stand up here. Like, if you lean him forward, you can kind of get him to lean forward, but just a little bit, and yeah. Standing back up here, the hinge joint they have here at the ankle is not all that tight if it's not like pegged in, but then he's so forward heavy that he really likes to tip over. I was actually able to get him to stand up there. Now that the camera's on, he wants to do what I don't want him to do. Yeah, there we go. As soon as I go to move him. All right. Stay. Okay. Whew. All right. So, for articulation, I got to move him again. As you can see, we have a bit of an ankle here. We have an actual ball joint at the ankle here. Mouth or head goes up and down, full rotation. You can do full 360 if you want. And the mouth does open. Wings, you have two hinge joints. You have a hinge joint here at the base, which goes up and down. A double hinge joint right here, which allows for some pretty good poses. It's hindered by this tab here though, so. And then you have a hinge joint here, right here on the other side of these two hinges, and then you have a pin joint right here. So, and then you also have a knee joint here. So as you can see, he is pretty well articulated. However, because of the mold, he doesn't really look good in any poses because of how bulky and blocky he is, which is a limitation to the beast mode. I mean, there's no way you can really get a Terrorsaur to form a proportional robot and still look good in beast mode. But without further ado, we'll get to some accessories here, and he only comes with the one, just a red blaster, and that's it. He does have weapon storage. You see the two tabs on either side here. Go into, let's see if I can find these little slots right here on his thigh, and you can do it on either side. They just tab in like that. And the same thing on the other side. Put that off to the side for now. And we will get to some, come on, work with me. Nope, come on, work. I need you to work with me. Come on. God, you're being more difficult than anywhere in the show. Come on, please. Okay. There. Finally, we can get to some size comparisons now. Here he is with the raw chicken Dinobot, as people have dubbed him. As you can see, quite a bit smaller here, which obviously one's a Voyager, one's a Deluxe. But let's compare him to another Deluxe Beast Wars figure. This one is the Beast Wars reissue of Cybershark. And as you can see, he is still quite a bit smaller. Like you can see here, he is much shorter. He's a little bit wider just because of his wings, but like he does not compare to what an old deluxe class used to look like, especially from Beast Wars. Those things were gigantic. And he's not one to work. We'll just leave him there for now. Okay. Gotta get him resituated. Being difficult because the camera's on. I'm trying to get this review done. Alright, you gonna stand? You gonna work with me? You gonna work with me? Alright, cool. So, that's pretty much all there is to the beast mode. Now, as you can see, if you pull his wings all the way out, he does have quite the wingspan on him. But that's not what you're here for. You're not here to see him in his beast mode. Come on now. You're here to see Terrorsaur. And not even the regular Terrorsaur. You're here to see evil Predacon Terrorsaur. So, let's go ahead and get him into robot mode, and I will catch up with you guys then. Hey, just a real quick middle of the video break to remind you to like, comment, subscribe. Remember, if we hit 100 subscribers by the end of December, I will do a full collection tour. And like I said earlier, I have about 120 figures, and there's no way you're going to guess all of them. So remember, like, comment, subscribe. 100 subscribers, collection tour at the end of the month. I will continue with the video. In robot mode, we see that Terrorsaur is a much closer representation to his on-screen model, just with slightly different colors, as you can see. The head is the same as the on-screen model, but it is now painted similar to the toy with the green eyes, the white face, the blue on the head, and then the red crest. You can see that the hands are now blue, much more of the blue and the black coming through in this mode. However, that does bring some more issues with the mold itself, and that is, yeah, that Pteranodon head did not go anywhere. It is not folded up at all. Now, there's a way of getting around that a little bit. It's nothing too crazy. The wings tab in here. So if you just untap them, like so, you can free up some room to fold that little panel back just a little bit more. It does help some, but it really just means that the head is now sticking further off the back. And now the backpack isn't tabbed in any way, so now yeah, it also makes him a bit more back heavy. Alright, you can't get him to stand, but still. As far as new paint, we got some blue on the legs, of course the green on the chest, and some black. The head, obviously. The hands are molded in the blue plastic, you see. And that's pretty much it as far as new paint. There's not a ton of paint on this guy. That's a common theme among Transformers now, is they're always going to make sure the mold itself is working, and then if the paint suffers because of it, oh well. But there's another issue I have with this guy, and I brought it up earlier, and that is the hinges that I mentioned in beast mode. These guys here, they only tab into place when they're in the beast mode configuration. When they're in robot mode, free to move. They don't thump, they don't do anything to tab in. So, if you just set him down, he's going to fall over. There's no real getting around it unless you lean him forward a little bit. Get his knee straightened out here. And that is one of my #1 issues, is that they definitely needed to add another little thoop for that to sit in order for him to actually be able to stand up properly. Now, as far as his accessory goes, his gun, now put it into his hand, just like that. Or, if you want, you can just put it back onto his thigh and have it as a sidearm. If I can find it here. That's another issue. If you want to put it on his side, you got to kind of move things out of the way. And there you go. Now he's a gunslinger. Which is something Terrorsaur would never really do, but it's there if you want it. So, sorry, dropping stuff. Go ahead and set that off to the side. And we will look at some articulation. Now, his head is on a ball joint, but you cannot look up and down, get up that far because of the transformation hinge. You can get down, not really. No full rotation, just look side to side. No real wiggly waggly, as Ingo would say, but Nothing too insane at the head. Shoulders, you can get a full 360 on. As you can see, in and out at the shoulder, bicep swivel. Nothing at the wrist except for the transformation joint. We do get a waist swivel. You can do a full 360 with it. In fact, you need to for transformation. Go out that far at the leg, can go back that far at the leg, and then you can go out like that. You have a well over 90-degree bend at the knee, and then a ball jointed ankle. Oh, and a thigh swivel. So pretty good articulation overall. Pretty standard by, today's measures. Most figures have all of those things as their articulation, with the exception of a few. But with all that being said, let's get to some size comparisons. We will bring back Raw Chicken Dinobot here. As you can see, quite a bit shorter, about half as tall as Dinobot is here. He has his own issues with standing, which is why I have him leaned forward a little bit. As you can see. Now, we will get the other size comparison out, which is Cybershark. And he definitely has balance issues of his own, which is why I have him holding his accessories to keep him weighted forward a little bit. And as you can see, Terrorsaur's kind of small, like definitely more than a head shorter than Cybershark is. Just goes to show how much smaller these figures have gotten since Beast Wars. As you can see, Cybershark even cleans up a little bit better than Terrorsaur does here. Not much, but there you go. Now, this guy is a part of the buzzworthy Bumblebee line, which means that there are only a select few places you can actually get him. Target is the main one. I do believe Hasbro Pulse sells figures from the buzzworthy Bumblebee line. I'm not going to swear to that, so don't hold me accountable to that. So, if anything, just go to your local Target or the nearest Target and look for him. He's still on the shelves. He's one of the shelf warmers, unfortunately. But with all that being said, I'm going to end it here. I will see you guys some other time.
Guys, I need your help. Okay, so the algorithm is the #1 enemy of all YouTube channels. Any YouTube channel that's trying to start up or isn't pre-established is going to fail because of the algorithm. So what I need you to do, I need you to do two things. One, I need you to hit like. Two, I need you to subscribe. If you don't do either of those things, this channel is not going to be able to stay afloat for very long. So please, like, subscribe, and if you really like me, you might leave a comment while you're at it. Thank you very much.